uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a rotation masterclass. One of the things that I absolutely rely on is good in-game systems. You know, having a process that helps you get through things will help you win more games, even when you're the most potato gunfighter. And God knows that applies to me. Although, to be fair, everyone here is missing because we're worried about the guy on the left. And he ends up not shooting at me, but shooting at that guy, which is pretty freaking handy for me. There are two things I'm going to show you here. One is the late rotation edge of the map style of play, which is a must-have for solo gameplay when you're solo squatting, or even when the rest of the squad is dead. And the other is the hard hold in the open. If you look at this, it's pretty clear that this is a small circle rondo. One of the reasons I love rondo is it is an extremely challenging rotation map. As you get towards the end, there are a lot of open fields. There's none of this grass stuff to lie in. And I am basically just driving around here from hard cover to hard cover for my car, figuring out where all the teams are. I know there's people in a gunfight back at that compound. I know there's people on my right at the hills. I'm going to drive underneath the guns here, so to speak, in this valley. I can see that's another squad going up there. Don't want to hang out there. And what I'm looking for here is not the perfect position. I'm not even going to stop in the circle. One of the worst things you can do in this situation is try and hold, because there's too many squads, and you're going to end up in a spot where not only can you not hold, even if you fight one team and are victorious, you're going to get third-partied while you're in the middle of that engagement. So we're outside the circle with intent, watching everyone move in. And the biggest problem for us is making sure that when we take a spot here, we're as close to the edge of the blue as possible, because that means there's less likelihood that someone is going to rotate in on top of us. Now, the arrows are pointing at the thin white lines on the map. Those are ridges, points of elevation. They are the highest point in that little topographical area that you can see. And what you want to look for, you can see where I've marked, is areas where the very edge of the circle is right next to a ridge. And you want to rotate late. Now, what we're looking for here is not a big kill game. I mean, I'm not Facey. I'm not, you know, fake Jacob. I'm just out here trying to earn an honest living as a bloke that can read a map and get himself in good spots that make it a little bit unfair for the wankers on the other side of the coin. So we're going to hit that little ridge line that I marked earlier just here, and I'm being very careful on this rotation. I'm going to stop just on the edge. I'm going to rotate around here, because the last thing you want to do is roll up on a hill, get out, and get shot by a dude lying down exactly where you're going to rotate. It also means that people will shoot at you, and that'll give you a fair idea on where the bad guys are. Now, seeing these two guys right here makes me feel pretty confident that there is no one on my left coming out of Nexus or Test Track. What I don't want to do is expose myself while I'm taking these shots to the guys on my right. I'm going to move my car up, and we're going to get just inside the circle in the little saddle between the two peaks of this ridge. And we're trying to get shots in on these guys. All good. It's important not to fixate too much. You can see there's 9 people left, well, 8 bad guys and me. This guy had a self-revive. No need to push that. Absolutely no need to push that. Gonna wait. His mate's gonna put smoke up. We're like, fair enough. Not my problem. Now we're gonna start marking the map. Now, if you don't do this, it's important that you learn to. I'm going to start looking at where my hard marks are compared to where the actual marks that I make on the map, the double taps, the watch outs there, danger ahead.
Watch out.
And I'm looking on the mini map to see what's in and what's not. Because when I make this rotation, I can't be certain that a squad's not going to come out of the left or someone's not going to be there already. So I need an out. I need a secondary slot. Now that is ideal. If I can get this clear here, happy days. We're going to push straight in there and grab that spot. Always boost up when you're on the way. It doesn't hurt to be at 100% boost, even if you're taking no damage. Again, you don't know when you're going to need that boost. And yeah, I'd hate to be late game and lose it by 1 health. And we all have lost it by like the narrowest of margins. Now the bloke on that hill over there has been doing absolutely monstrous amounts of work. And we're pretty happy with where we've gone here. It's taken us 2 easy rotations. We've got 2 kills out of it. This bloke's going to have to come in through the blue. He's not even going to get that far. There we go. Ta-ta, buddy. I think he was the ace eliminator. No, it wasn't him. It was someone else. And it's ended up, like many of these things do at the end of the day, in a situation where it's a 1v1. He killed the other bloke rotating in. I killed the bloke rotating in. And now we're going to go for the last rock on the map. We've got our car. We've looked after it. We're going to run left side here so we don't give him an angle. We're going to drive straight into the rock. And then we're going to let him shoot first and duck down behind the car. And the AK is going to do the rest. P90 versus AK. Get them limb shots in. Now that's the rotation edge. Looking for extra spots. This is the stupidest thing. We are all running M249s. Clearly, this is not a good squad. We are being very silly, and we have hard held. We've driven to the middle of the circle, and we're going to set up a little section and hold hard. And this is one of the stupidest things you can do if it's not a compound. Look at where the shots are coming from. Look at where everyone is. Look at how many people are getting knocked. Currently, Steve was nearly knocked. I'm knocked. Barry's knocked. Dingling and Steve are the only ones up now. And it wasn't like they had a spare hand to come and revive me at the same time. There are squads all around us. Again, I stress how good Rondo is because it forces you to deal with this kind of thing late game. You've got to work rotations properly. You can't just sit there and expect to win or lie in the grass like you can on Erangel. And I mean, you might have 4 or 5 people left in a circle like this on Erangel. No joke, happens all the time. For us, 16 left in this level of circle, that's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. Now, you've already seen 2 knocks. Okay. Clearly we are not safe. But the thing I love about this kind of gameplay is it's almost like you're walking into the center of the ring and just saying, who's tough enough? Come and have a crack. It really makes you work through your resources. Dingling's using a self-revive. That's what, the 3rd knock? I think it's the 3rd knock. We've all got M249s again, which is a ridiculously bad idea. And every time someone pokes up, these guys in the middle shoot us. I would not recommend this in an open field if you don't have to. In fact, I honestly think the play here for us was to push those guys in the center of test track and take that building. Because you're going to have to fight them at some point anyway. It's knock number 4. Yeah. Knock number 5. Yep. Yeah, don't have a vest. Not important. Vests are for other people. We don't need vests. This bloke behind us was ruining us. Absolutely ruining us. And they're doing the right thing. They are doing what we should have been doing, which is rotating the edge of circle. I will stress that my team didn't really make this decision. Knock number 6. This was a decision by me. I thought this would be a good idea, and I think this is a terrible idea. The go middle and hold when you don't have to in the open is just absolutely ludicrous as knock number 7 goes down. The problem we're having here is there's just not enough places to hide. I'm petrified of that bloke. Now I'm just lying on the side of a mountain in a hole. There's 3 people right here. We're all looking at that hill desperately hoping that that guy's been taken out by someone else. You can see people are dying left and right. This is an absolute disaster, and we've finally got to a space where the guy who was behind us, knocking us all the time, is outside the circle. And watch... Oh, God. He's got another one. That's 7 or 8. Watch when he has to run across the hill and he hides behind the tree as 4 blokes with M249s, just spam it. Absolutely spam it. We're ready. We really want to kill this guy. There you go. Got him. He got a great run while he had it. And then we do what we should have done all along. If you're going to hold hard, you want to be doing it in the middle of a structure. No, I also don't know why that guy stood up. That was, some would say, a huge error on his part. As soon as we get the knock here, we're going to move in. So I think if you're going to look at any style of rotation, the late rotation on the edge when there's situations like this with a lot of open ground is a far better. Oh, I didn't say, yeah, this is obviously another massive fail where I blow up my teammate trying to win the match. But the reason I showed these games was they were both in the same spot. So both of these rotations happened in the same area. I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourself and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.